welcome to the GrandLAN video blog for books that came out on December 23rd, 2009. As always, I'm Craig, your host. We're a little bit early, so just trying to get this in before Christmas so I can wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. Have a lot of fun this weekend, read some great comics, because a whole stack came out. I have so much I'm probably going to run out of time, and I apologize if I have to edit this. First, let's talk about a great trade paperback from Marvel, Mini Marvel's The Ultimate Collection. You've got to get on this. Chris Giarrusso is an amazing, hilarious guy. This has all the stuff that was in the Rock, Paper, Scissors collection, as well as some classic stuff, some really funny stuff. The one that appeared in the assistant editors with Archaeology Jones, or Archaeology Jackson. It's archaeology time. It's hilarious. So anyways, that's a great read. It's 20 bucks, and it's something that's really fun even for adults who, you don't need gory action to have a good time with that book. The Mighty, Volume 1, as you probably know, I've been singing the praises of this as well. If you haven't gotten the individual issues when I told you to buy the individual issues, get the trade. It's here. It's now. It's fantastic. It's a great story about a Superman type of character. Much better than Irredeemable. A good friend of the video blog, Charles Soule, stopped in yesterday, and he and I talked about The Mighty for a while. It was fun to see him there. By the way, his book, Strongman Volume 2, is coming out. You'll see it reviewed in 2010. Volume 1's already out from SLG. Quick shout out to him. It was nice for him to stop by. So, in the non-Marvel and DC front, let's talk about Action Philosophers, Fred Van Lente. Obviously, if you follow Marvel, you know who Fred Van Lente is. This is hilarious. This is Van Lente and Ryan Dunleavy taking on Philosophers and telling them in a very fun comic book story. Another really good, $25, but this is fracking huge, man. There's so much in here, and you're going to learn something by reading this comic book. Lo and behold. All right, let's move on to the actual floppies that came out. We're going to start with Amazing Spider-Man, number 616. The Gauntlet wraps up the Sandman part 2 of 2. Really well done. Again, more Fred Van Lente. See? 2 scoops of Fred Van Lente. That's how much I care about you guys. Well done. Good stuff here. Javier Pulido's art's good. Like I said, kind of a step back. Actually, last issue had even more of the overarching story than this one did. This one did a really good job of just wrapping up the Sandman story and getting most of the plot back to where it is, moving onward to the next thing. Seems like a good break point. Even though the Gauntlet is still going on, it's a good break point to stop after this and kind of catch our breath and say, okay, it's the end of the year. Spider-Man's been a great book all year, but it's another solid book. The last 2 parts, 515, 516, jump on, because it's going to be a timeless 2-part story with Sandman. Oh, this is called Marvel Screwed the Pooch, a.k.a. Captain America Who Will Wield the Shield. And Tom Brevoort, to his credit, there's been some discussion on the Comics Should Be Good blog at CBR. And he actually jumped in there and said, hey, we knew we were going to ship these out of sequence. This happens after Reborn number 6, but Reborn number 6 doesn't ship until January. And it says right here in the cover, sorry, folks, it ships, or right on the recap page, this ships before and happens after Reborn number 6. With all that said, spoilers on, because I didn't really care too much for Reborn when I started reading it. I didn't like the idea of the Deus Ex Machina gun, as I've labeled it. But I like the idea of Ed Brubaker telling a fun Captain America story, and now we're back to it. Now we're back to Captain America existing. We don't have to do all this fancy, esoteric, out of time sort of thing. I saw that when Brian Vaughan did it on Lost. Sorry. Didn't even care about the first time when Vonnegut did it. But what we have here is Ed Brubaker understanding what he's done. He's not wiping out all of his work. In fact, he's established Bucky so well as Captain America that when Steve Rogers comes back and says, I really can't pick up the shield. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. And Bucky's doing a fine job. So that was a fantastic development. That makes me very excited to see where Captain America goes from here after Reborn is done and back into regular numbering. I'm going to be very excited. And also, it's a little tease forward to Siege, because it talks about what Steve Rogers will be doing. Chew number 7 came out, and I'm going to join the rest of the internet in saying, if you're not reading this, you need to read this. We have trade paperback volume 1. It's readily available. It's $10 for 5 issues. You can't beat the price. You can't beat the storytelling. It's a hilarious book. John Layman, Rob Guillory doing a great job. Another part 2 of the 5-part international flavor story, where we go and kind of get into some crazy stories going further on. Very, very interesting stuff. Can't say enough about John Chu as a character, as a fun character, and the cast alone. But everything is just handled so well, even when he's not the focus. You know, the cast is just handled so well. The world is pictured so well by John Layman in his writing. So please read that book if you're not already. And if you are, good job. Detective Comics 860, thank you to everybody that's been buying this because I'm really excited. Apparently sales are so well. Greg Rucka and J.H. Williams are going to get a Batwoman ongoing series. What? Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. So the story continues and concludes with the rest of Batwoman's origin, as it were, and some nice Question backup story as well. Question and Huntress working together, very interesting stuff. It's just another solid Greg Rucka issue all around. You know, J.H. Williams does some more of that amazing artwork that just wowed people right when they started telling these Batwoman stories, and the Cully Hamner Rucka Question stuff is good as well. So another solid issue from DC. And hopefully the Batwoman story continues to be very interesting as they move on to the ongoing series. Fantastic Four 574, some more Jonathan Hickman. Really fun single-issue story, and I think it serves a very good purpose in that it explains... you need through there? Okay. It explains what Hickman's new status quo is. You know, it's real easy to miss what's happened in the last couple issues in terms of where Hickman is moving with his team. So he does a fantastic job of taking a moment under the guise of Franklin's birthday and says, okay, you know, here, pay attention to this is what's going on, as well as some fun stuff happening, a Spider-Man appearance, and more good stuff, as I always say. Just great comics all around this week. Gotham City Sirens number 7. Paul Dini, the master of timing an issue appropriately. You know, here is a Christmas story about the Gotham City Sirens. You know, what do they each do on Christmas? What does Poison Ivy do? What does Catwoman do? What does Harley do? And the focus kind of ends up coming around to Harley and then comes back to the team as a whole. And it's fantastic. It's so well done again. There is no modern writer like Paul Dini. He has never written a bad book, in my opinion. He's just fantastic. All top to bottom, all the way around. Just keeps going. Guardians of the Galaxy 21, Abnett and Lanning continue this Realm of Kings thing, and it's just, it's labored. This is really this book's last chance with me. I'm very disappointed at the wholesale slaughter of the team. You know, I'm disappointed at all the various things that have been going on. Something needs to change here, and it needs to change fast. I'm not buying this whole Moondragon swallows up some sort of symbiote, you know, and is now sort of pregnant with it but containing it, and just, I don't know, is bizarre. It's too bizarre. It's too out there for me. I'm really losing a lot of faith in Marvel's cosmic stuff. Moving on, Last Days of American Crime number 1. There was a preview of it that we posted last week. If you want more detail on this book, definitely check out there. But it's a fantastic book. It's, you know, now it's in our hands, and we can tell you the art is really good. The PDF did not do the art justice. It looks so good. It's so much fun. Please read this book. It's $4.99, but it's well worth it. It's 48 just mind-blowing pages of great story, and it's that time of year again. Lastly on the stack, Secret Warriors number 11. Another very interesting story dealing with the Gorgon. And hey,
hello everybody.
I hear you're back.
Yeah, you know, I want to thank Bucky. Way to look out for a brother, man. That was cool. Your uniform kind of sucks, and you shouldn't really use guns, but whatever. I never needed a gun, Bucky. So take care, man. Good to see you. Keep up the good work.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Cap.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Keep drinking. Anyway, Secret Warriors number 11 goes into more detail about the Gorgon, and interesting story about who he is. Kind of, you know, we're taking a little bit back from the Secret Warriors and going more towards their villains and this cast that Hickman's been establishing in this book. Really fun stuff, and it'll be very fun to see him cut loose on a S.H.I.E.L.D. title also next year, which I can only assume is going to lead to more Secret Warriors things and a little bit of a tie-in. But another very solid issue of Secret Warriors. This is a good jumping on point. If you haven't been reading Secret Warriors, jump on right here. You know, start of the 3rd arc, get on it. It's great stuff. Fascinating. The art by Stefano Caselli is just mind-blowing. So whole bunch of great comics. It's almost like Santa Claus works at Diamond Comics and just delivered it all to our doorsteps. It's great. Thank y'all for watching. I'm not sure if we're going to see you next week. There's not much to talk about. I guess I will have to review Blackest Night 6 after all. But Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you. We'll see you in next week or 2 weeks, whenever we get back. But be safe, and we'll see you sometime either this year or next.